What's up, guys? Welcome back for another video. This video you're getting ready to watch is a video that is actually from my paid training, but I wanted to share it with more people because it's one, it's a super valuable lesson, and two, I want you guys to kind of get an idea of the value that's taught inside. So I hope you enjoy this lesson, and if you're a new guy getting started in the industry, this video will be very valuable for you. Make sure you watch it to the end. Don't just watch like 5 minutes of it and then like skip it or go to another video. Watch this whole video so you can gain the most value out of it. All right, let's jump into it. All right, guys, so I have another good one for you. Trying to provide as much value as possible in this course. And so this is the lesson that's going to be a newer lesson. If you're just joining, then you won't even know this lesson wasn't here before, but I went back and added this to show you guys what does bad work look like. And so this lesson is really helpful because if you know what bad work looks like, then it's going to help you know and be able to rate your own work. So when you go to a customer and when you think you're done or you run across a situation and you kind of feel stuck, I want you to know for sure what is bad work and what is good work, so you'll know quality. So you're not walking away from people's homes telling them that this doesn't come out or that doesn't come out or this is the final product, because I promise you, you can do better. So really quickly, I'm gonna go through. I got about 11 photos of bad quality work, and then we'll go back through and I'll kind of analyze each situation and tell you what I think went wrong and how it can be improved. So one, here we go with a little driveway, not good work. This right here is oxidation, not good work. I'll teach you how to avoid it and what happened, what went wrong in this situation. Roof cleaning, terrible. Don't ever do that. Surface cleaning, this looks terrible as well. Another roof, deck. This looks like composite. Tell you what went wrong here. So obviously this is like after somebody who fixed it, but this is like original work was done here. Another concrete job. Another concrete job. More concrete. More concrete. A deck. All right, cool. So those were our little photos. So let's go through each situation, guys. This video alone is worth the price of the course. Really, because I'm about to give y'all some detailed more stuff, and if you can separate yourself in the marketplace and not make these mistakes, I promise you this video alone is worth it. So right here, I'm gonna analyze, like I said, each situation and tell you what happened. So one, with this concrete work, and this is probably gonna be a common factor amongst most concrete cleanings. A lot of inexperienced guys either one, try to use all pressure to clean, and they're also cleaning with the wand. We clean surface, flat surfaces with a surface cleaner to get a more even clean, faster, more efficient. So one, this looks like they definitely did not pre-treat the concrete. They did not pre-treat the concrete on this one, and they used the wand, and it's all inconsistent, looks terrible. So how do you do better on this? One, use a surface cleaner. Use the right amount of GPM, the right nozzle sizes for your surface cleaner. 3, make sure, I don't know if I said pre-treat or not, but if I did not say pre-treat, 100% pre-treat. And when it comes to pre-treating, is that you got to be pre-treating with the right tool. A lot of you guys, if you go with, I mentioned a foam cannon in this course. If you use a foam cannon, is not going to give you a strong enough pull or solution to be able to properly pre-treat concrete. Concrete takes a stronger solution to pre-treat. So you want to be pre-treating concrete with about a 4 or 3% mix if it's pretty dirty, right? So for you guys who still don't understand, there's a whole lesson on ratios. I'm not going to go too deep into it right now. You will learn it later in the course. But you're going to want to treat concrete with a stronger mix. So to get the stronger mix, you're either going to need to use an X-Jet or probably a soft wash machine to be able to pull a strong mix. You might be able to pull something decent with a downstream ejector, but from my experience and my talking to others who downstream a lot, you can't get a super strong mix from a downstream ejector. So an X-Jet though, the X-Jet can give you a great dilution along with, like I said, just having a soft wash machine, and properly pre-treating will literally save your life. Cool, so the next situation. This right here, my friends, is called oxidation. And so homes will have, vinyl siding homes will have a lot of times oxidation. So oxidation is when you go to do a vinyl siding home, rub your finger across the siding. If you rub your finger off and it comes off with a bit of it like a paste kind of feeling on your finger, not a feeling, but a color that matches almost the siding. And so if you look at the siding after you wipe your finger across it, it's going to look a little bit lighter. So oxidation is a process pretty much over time from the sun and then the paint creating like I don't want to go like too deep on it, but pretty much it's like it's a reaction to sun, heat, paint, like over time. It creates this little layer, this chalky kind of layer over the siding. So what happens is when we wash your home, if you use too much pressure, you're gonna remove oxidation, but you're gonna remove it unevenly, resulting in this right here. And guys, I'm telling you, me telling you this right now, I did not know this, and many people do not talk about this. You're not gonna really find this on YouTube that much. You have to really scroll for this. This right here, you do this in somebody's house, this could cost you, hundreds of dollars if you don't know how to fix it and be problematic. Because it's very, once the house, and you won't even notice until the house really dries that you mess it up like this. So literally this lesson, we give you the knowledge right here, the game on this. If you can prevent yourself from doing this, my friends, this is worth it again. But how you prevent the oxidation like this is, one, this person is inexperienced with washing because they use too much pressure. So in this course, we're learning how to properly soft wash and clean from the ground, and we do not wash siding with high pressure. Remember, the chemical is going to do most of the work. So our components of washing, which we will talk about more in the actual physical washing, is going to consist of applicating siding, so getting our solution onto the siding at the right ratio, right? And that's going to do most of the work. So once we get it on the siding, now our only other job is now we just got to follow it with the rinse. And so we're going to use a high volume, low pressure rinse, right? So we don't want to go for a high pressure. We don't want to be using the red tip. That's going straight to the trash. We never want to touch that. But we want to use the right size nozzles to give us a high flow and but low pressure. So we're not using like a strong force, right? We're not worried about high PSI. We want to focus on that GPM, that gallons per minute, that speed and volume of water that comes out. So the different nozzle size, the orifice size on the nozzle, I wish I had one on me to demonstrate, but you'll see it in another video, will dictate and regulate the pressure that comes out of the pressure washer. So if you look at different nozzle sizes, you can take two 0-degree nozzles, and I'm gonna give you comparisons using my hands, right? So this represents a 0-degree nozzle, and you can see that the orifice size isn't that wide, right? This is also a 0-degree, but you can see it just widened, and also a 0-degree got wider. So if you look at nozzles, literally nozzles alone will dictate PSI. So the smaller the orifice size, this is a little key tip. The smaller the orifice size, the smaller that hole the water's coming out through at the end of that nozzle, the more pressure, because more water is being forced through a smaller hole, resulting in more pressure. So the more space the water has to flow out of, the less pressure that's going to come out of it. So that is a key tip, guys, when it comes to washing, especially dealing with vinyl siding and cleaning from the ground, right? We are professional cleaners, so we're not going to be on ladders, blasting high pressure and not using no chemical to wash the house. That is the incorrect way, and it will end with results like this. But so if this does happen, right, or if you pull up to a house and it's already like this, a lot of times I might avoid it if the customer doesn't want to pay for what is called oxidation removal. And so we'll have a lesson specific to talk about oxidation removal, but just a general overview. You can use a chemical like LA is totally awesome, but it's a lot of manual work because pretty much you're going to have to go layer panel by panel, taking all the oxidation off the siding to even it out and restore it to its original look. So if a customer, you got to let a customer know that in advance. If you see oxidation, or if you see this happening, or if you do an oxidation test with your finger and you see this oxidation, like I said, be very careful and mindful about that pressure, so when you're rinsing that you're not removing oxidation as well. But if you notice it, you can upset a customer on oxidation removal if they so choose. But this is a premium and expensive service because it is a lot of more manual work. Sometimes you, with the right different chemicals, and I'll attach the chemical in the oxidation lesson, you can sometimes be able to remove the oxidation without actually having, with being able to stay on the ground without scrubbing. So I'll throw in some tips on that, some later lessons as well. But when you do this, if you ever do this service for somebody, you can charge a premium price because it's going to cost you in chemical and also in labor time. Like I said, the difference is, though, if you're able to clean without having to scrub, blessings, because you're going to save a lot of time, but you can still charge a premium price because this is something that people do not know how to fix themselves. And sometimes this could be a homeowner, right? So also I will say another little tip I'm gonna sneak in here is be careful when you're evaluating work and going like saying, going to somebody's house and seeing this and be like, you're walking around with the customer and going like, ooh, somebody really effed this up or something like that. I'm not saying you would use that type of language, but I'm just saying, like, you know, be careful when you criticize the work, because it could have been a homeowner. You might strike a nerve. Sometimes they'll laugh with you and be like, yeah, I heard situations where somebody said my wife tried to do the house or whatever. And I'm like, dang, your wife was out here pressure washing. But a lot of times homeowners might not really want to own up to the fact that they messed something up. And so they might blame it on a different contractor who, you know, supposedly came and did it. But a lot of times they might have did the mistake themselves, because people will be like, oh, I have a pressure washer. I can wash my own house. So they'll wash their own houses without a clue and actually properly do it. And this is the results they get. And now somebody like me or you has to go back through and fix it. Like I said, a lot of times I'll avoid this stuff just because I like simplicity. I don't like messing with a lot of extra stuff. But guys, key tip, guys, this right here will make you money and save you a lot of money.
Real quick interruption. I had quite a few people like DM me and comment message me asking about the $99 New Year offer I had made. I'm saying like they missed it. Unfortunately, like you snooze, you lose. Like it was a super good offer, and so I only had 10 spots available, and clearly that sold out pretty fast. So unfortunately, I'm not offering that at $99 again, because that was like a super good deal. But for you guys who still see the value in it and want to jump in, what I'll do for you, I'm gonna open up a few more spots at $149, so $149. But the price will continue to go up, because like all the value you get is just like, you know, it's I'm giving out so much for such a little price, so it's gonna continue to go up. So if you're interested, you can now get in for $149. If you missed this, next time you see it, it will be higher. I guarantee you that. So if you want to get in, now is your best time. So go ahead and jump in. Links below. Anyway, let's continue with the video.
Next picture right here. This is plain and simple, guys. Never ever use pressure on shingles. This is not how you wash a roof. We have a whole section, like I said, we have a few lessons on roof washing. And the process is pretty simple, but it consists of soft washing. We are using a soft wash machine, low volume, high volume, but low pressure, like max of most of the time 100 to 150 psi. As far as the water's being laid on there, and we're using about like 4 GPM, 5.5, 10, 7 GPM. But the GPM is really what matters and not the pressure at all. But we're just laying our solution on there and cleaning it. So this right here is a result of somebody trying to use their pressure washer to clean shingles. And so you never ever gonna use pressure on those shingles. And if a customer asks you, you know, when you're selling the roof washing, I get this a lot, and like this is what comes in education. Knowing how to talk to customers and basically be able to relay what I'm teaching you guys right now to a customer makes you look more professional. So when you're going to a customer or somebody calls you and asks you to wash roofs and they ask your process, you want to reassure to them that you do not use pressure on the roof. Say we have a separate unit, a machine called a soft wash machine, and just kind of go over somebody asked me, like, you know, if a customer asks me how do we wash roofs, I tell them, Mr. and Mrs. Customer. So yes, we're very experienced with washing roofs. So our process is fairly simple. What we use is we 100% do not use a pressure washer on roofs. What we do is we have a soft wash machine. This unit consists of, it's very low pressure, very little PSI, like not even more really that comes out of your garden hose. And what happens is when we wash a roof, we have a special roof washing detergent that we basically spray on the roof, and it kills the bacteria, which is called Glioxapsomagma, off your roof with, like I said, with a light rinse, and you will see immediate results. So once again, we're reassuring there is no pressure being used. We have a separate machine. We're professionals. So this is something you want to relay to your customers. If somebody uses a pressure washer on the roof, you're going to damage the shingles. You're going to kill the warranty. And you're going to also, the granulates from the shingles are going to be taken off as you're pressure washing it. So plain and simple, never ever touch a roof with a pressure washer. Next up, more concrete work. And this is, once again, the common theme amongst concrete is that people don't pre-treat. And this, guys, this is what happens when you don't pre-treat. And like stuff like this, there's pre-treatment, there's also post-treatment when it comes to cleaning concrete. So pre-treatment means like you're gonna spray the concrete with your roof wash solution, your house wash solution, SH. SH is your main go-to chemical, except we have a lot of other chemicals we use in more specialized situations. But in your day-to-day, you're mainly using sodium hypochlorite. So when we clean in concrete, we do want to pre-treat. And like I said, you put the right mixture down, you will be good to go. Sometimes you have to go a little bit stronger of a mix to be able to get the job done properly. So, and when you properly pre-treat, and if you go through, and this is like, even if you pre-treat and you feel like, oh man, I didn't pre-treat enough, and you clean it, listen guys, to fix this, what you want to do is a strong post-treat. I have a video for free on my YouTube channel showing the difference a post-treatment made, and it makes a huge difference. So pre-treat, wash, rinse, post-treat to help dissolve more of these lines and fade this stuff, because the SH, the bleach, is going to eat this stuff up. And so that's really what this is. These inconsistencies, these lines, is where it has not once again evenly cleaned. So this is a common theme amongst concrete. So it could be frustrating, because if you're just using high pressure and you're just like thinking you're getting it clean, you could be doing more damage than good, because I will show you guys another picture to where what happens with concrete is that essentially sometimes if you use too much pressure on concrete, you can etch the concrete, which etching means that you're not just removing dirt, but you're actually etching into the concrete. So like you're now damaging the actual layers of the concrete. And so like now it's like, if etching basically would mean that you clean the concrete with super high pressure. And now if you go fill where you etched at, you're gonna have like removed basically, or like done damage to the concrete itself. And so that is a lot more expensive of a fix. This right here we can fix with just literally a post-treatment and treating and cleaning the concrete again. But when it comes to concrete, we still don't even need super high pressure. We need to depend on the chemical in a high flow of water so our surface cleaners can properly spin. But that will save your tail, is just knowing this information, guys. Like, I'm trying to give you guys as much value as possible just in this one lesson. Next up, once again, same situation is that with the roof, they use pressure again. Anytime you see lines, when you wash a roof properly, you're never going to see this, because this is a result of a 0-degree nozzle being like just drawn on the roof. When we use a soft wash machine, it's literally just gonna, it's like it rained on the roof, right? We're not gonna see no lines, because it's like literally it's being rained on the roof pretty much. And if when it rains on your roof, you don't see no marks like that. It just gets wet. Basically, we're wetting the roof with the cleaning solution detergent that's gonna do the cleaning process for us. So we're not depending on pressure at all. All right, here we go. This is a composite deck, right? This is a type of deck. So composite, know that on a composite deck, never use high pressure. So this one, when I grabbed this picture, because I was in a group and I asked people to submit some photos of bad work so I can kind of talk about it and give you guys a game. So this right here, like I said, composite deck, the customer, they use a 0-degree red nozzle on this. Once again, guys, red nozzle always goes in the trash. We're never touching that. So in this red nozzle joint, what happens is right here, they tried to clean it with and they probably, not only did they, you can see clearly where they tried to do it at, but so many things wrong with this. One, composite decks, no high pressure. And also when you're rinsing, don't get too close. But once again, with composite decks, we're mainly going to do a soft wash on this. So we definitely want to pre-treat, and then follow it with a soft wash rinse as well. And remember, like I said, if you're using a pressure washer, do make sure you're rinsing with the low rinse. And you're not getting too close, because composite decks, you can basically etch them as well. So this deck is probably it definitely looks etched, but they could fade it and kind of fade the etching, the eyesore of it by literally properly following it with the proper cleaning, and that would blend it a little better so it wouldn't stand out. Right now it's standing out a lot is because they've only removed dirt in certain areas, so obviously it's going to stand out. Right here, once again, so this right here, this is a result of just not pre-treat. Somebody tried to use pressure. Guys, we're not depending on pressure. And I hate to I want to kind of rename the whole industry. Exterior cleaning should be the most common word versus pressure washing. Pressure washing becomes a blanket term. And so many people think we're just depending on, when you think pressure washing, you're thinking people are using pressure washing, are using the pressure washer to clean. Listen, the pressure washer is not the star of the show. The chemical is. I'm going to keep reiterating this. The chemical is the star of the show, guys. Not your pressure washer. Not at all. Not your soft wash machine. The chemical is. Listen, we could clean with pump sprayers and water hoses if we need to, but obviously we're professionals, so we use professional equipment. But a lot of people hear terms like pressure washer and soft wash machine, and they're so caught up in the machine. But the machine is the backup singer. Your chemical is gonna do literally most of the work on this. And all your machine is doing is coming through with the rinse, or it's either being used for rinsing or applicating. So literally, like when you see stuff like this means that somebody they didn't have the knowledge in the chemical. So they grabbed themselves a pressure washer and tried to blast all this stuff off. Listen, you're gonna do way more work. You're gonna drive yourself insane. This won't come out. This is so hard. It's taking forever. Listen, guys, SH is your God out here. Like SH is your God in soft wash in exterior cleaning. And then there's some other chemicals. Like that's what you depend on, guys. Applicating this properly, right ratio, once again, solves this problem. And obviously, so a professional then came in and fixed it with proper knowledge and process. So cool, cool, cool. Same thing, not gonna go over this. Same thing, we just talked about concrete, better pre-treating and post-treatment. And that, okay, and this last one right here, this is etched concrete. And you can see it. You can see this is not this that they didn't pre-treat. This is literally, they etched it. This looks like a 0-degree nozzle at full blast. And you can see it started to basically strip up the concrete itself. And a major lesson right here too when it comes to cleaning concrete is that concrete has a curing time. So if concrete is just if it's a year old, 2 years old, 3 years old, 4 years old, you want to be do not pressure wash new concrete. And when I say new, is pretty much anywhere from 0 to 5 years. It needs time. It needs a long time to cure. So if you pressure wash a newly laid concrete, so I would say be very careful with driveways under 3 years old, that cleaning them, that you will definitely etch them if you use pressure washing, because it hasn't really cured. It has that full time of curation to really harden and become solid. So if you do it too early, you will literally jack up and etch the concrete a lot. So guys, these tips right here are going to save you a lot of money and heartaches and your brand, your image. And you can explain these things when you do see these things at jobs. You as a professional are able to reiterate these things and tell customers and kind of explain the process. If you ever go to a job and there's damage that's already been done, a lot of times you just want to walk away because you don't want somebody else's problem to become your headache, right? So just be careful. Don't be so gun-ho to chase the money that you run into jobs and there's already damage and you just you want to take it. Some things are literally better to walk away from because unless you have proper contracts set in place, and you making sure that you 100% the customer, on paper, customer, and you made them aware that they're not going to try to pin this on you once you're done. And do explain too. If you do book these jobs, do explain you're not fixing this etching. This is damage that's already done. You're going to do your cleaning process, XYZ, here's what's happening. But this problem right here, Mr. and Mrs. Customer, I am not responsible for, and we're not going to be able to fix it in the process. We're only going to be able to, improve on, the other results. And another example of bad work. So if you guys feel free to take, screenshot these and kind of show them on your Facebook page to show people what expectations are. This is clearly terrible. I hope no one will be fooled that this is good work. I think even new guys can clearly see that this is terrible. This looks like somebody literally scribbled on the concrete. And this is a result of absolute incompetence and ignorance in the business. And I'm not knocking anybody, but because we all have a layer of ignorance. Ignorance literally is bliss. You're not aware. And so I'm ignorant in science and stuff. There's a lot of areas I'm ignorant in. But a lot of people are ignorant when it comes to this industry because, once again, that term, power washing, people get so caught up in just thinking they're going to buy a pressure washer, blast some water, and they're in business and cleaning, guys. We are exterior cleaning pros. I should recall, like I said, everything. It shouldn't be called pressure wash. It should be called exterior cleaning. Should be the general name term because so many people think they buy a pressure washer and all of a sudden they know what they're doing. Not the case, guys. Depending on your chemicals and your equipment are just help to basically to kind of back the chemicals up. And like I said, play a second hand and making the process easier. But guys, I hope, and I know you had to get some gems out of this lesson. Because guys, if I would have got a lesson like this when I first started, would have saved me so much time, so much money, would have made me a lot more money. This one lesson alone is worth everything. And anyway, guys, I appreciate you watching this, and I will see you in the next lecture or lesson, whatever you want to call it. Lecture just reminds you of being in college, right? Anyway, guys, see you in the next one.